everyone, welcome to the Knitting Turnpike. Welcome to the Knitting Turnpike. My name is Gina Pike. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. Today we're going to be doing a bit of a project update. If you guys have been following me, you guys know I've been working on the Romi Hill Shawl Mystery Knit Along for 2022. This is called Time Heals, and every week we get a new clue for the shawl. There's 5 weeks of clues. We're like right in the middle. Today is going to be an update for clue number 3. So it's a little bit of a spoiler. If this is something that if you are thinking about knitting this and you don't want to see what it looks like, maybe you don't want to watch this video, because I am going to be I'm knitting 2 shawls. I'm going to be showing you both of them. At the end of the video, I will be showing you, there's 3 new stitches for this clue. I have been showing these stitches in short tutorials on my channel here. But just wanted to give you guys a heads up that two of the stitches I give a little bit more in depth. I show you 3 different ways to do those 2 stitches in this video. In the short tutorial, I am only able to show you one way because of the time constraints. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 different ways to do those 2 cabled stitches that are in this shawl. So I hope you'll hang with me. I hope you'll watch that. I also have a couple of people that are knitting this along with me, and I will be showing you any updates to their knitting that I might have at this time. So grab something to drink, sit down and join me. If you are new, welcome in. I'm so happy that you're joining us. I hope that you will join our family. We'd like to talk about knitting, crochet sometimes, and we'd love to talk about yarn and fibers and upcoming projects. We would love to have you join us. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about the Romi Hill Mystery Shawl Knit Along for 2022. Time Heals. This is her 10th annual Mystery Knit Along. This is a circular shaped shawl. She made it circular, even though we had circle last year. She alternates between the 2 shapes of circular and triangular. We're supposed to be triangular this year, but circular is her favorite shape. Since it's the 10th annual, she made it circular. You need 2 colors of yarn, fingering weight yarn. About 400 yards in your fingering weight scheme. I'm doing 2 different yarn sets. The first one is from Amanda Hope. Here's a picture of it. It is called You Had Me at Grello, which is the yellow and gray speckled, and then Steel, the gray. The other yarn I'm using is it's a kit that Romi Hill exclusively puts together with a verb for keeping warm, a yarn store out of California that they sell at Stitches West. And the yarn is in the Rumor yarn base, which is a merino silk yarn blend. And the lighter speckled yarn is called Pendulce. The darker pink is called Lady Extravaganza. It's very interesting to knit both of these in 2 different, because even though they're both fingering weight yarns, the Verb for Keeping Warm is a single ply yarn. It's knitting up just a little bit thinner. You can tell there's differences. And then the Amanda Hope yarn is 4 ply, so it feels just a little bit thicker. And I'm actually using a little bit more yarn for that project. Not much, but a little bit. And I'll go through all that as we get to that point. I just kind of want to warn you guys one more time. If you do not want to see what it looks like, you might want to stop the video because I'm about to show both of my shawls here. Alright, so let's get started. I have, let's see if I can do this. I was trying to mix it up a little bit. Last week I had these all pinned out on the mat, and I thought, oh, how fun. Okay, so today this is Claire. I named her for Outlander. She's my model. She's wrought cast iron. And so I have to put a sweater on her all the time when I want to show something. But this is Claire. She's modeling one of the shawls. This is the Amanda Hope yarn kit. I'm going to get closer, but I'm going to let her sit back here and model it while I show you some stuff on the yarn from A Verb for Keeping Warm. Now we are to clue 3. Now Romi Hill likes to put these little poems on her patterns. Now this clue was the same poem update as last clue. So I do think it's usually like a hint as to what the pattern will be named, but she already named this Time Heals. I think it's going to be Time Heals. What we have so far, as I will show you, it says a moment passes, and then another, a row added to a row, and then it says at once pieces break and others heal. And that's what we got for clue 3. That was the same as clue 2. So there's no new update there. But I love hearing those little, you know, pieces of that inspired her to name the shawl, design the shawl. And like I said, she's done this every year for the last 10 years, and I've knitted the last 7 years. So here we go. Let's get into my shawl. This one is the kit from A Verb for Keeping Warm. This is what it's looking like, and as you can see, up to this point, clues 1 and clues 2 were knitted exclusively in the color 1. You can see the color 1, and you can see my color, this coral color is my color 1. But here we are, clue 3, and we introduced color 2. We finally get some color 2 in here, which is nice. You can see that my color 2 here, and my color 2 here. We got a little bit of glimpse of that. And let me show you a little bit closer some of the stitches. I'm going to scoot you guys up here. Alright, so let me get a little close here. So some of the new stitches that we had, let me show you what it looks like first. Now you're repeating this design over and over. This is what it looks like from the start, and you can see this is what when we stopped last, clue 3, I put a marker. Clue 2 ended right here where this little stitch marker is. So this is all that we knitted for clue 3, this length here. But you can see it is a bit of knitting because these rows are they're getting to be about 400 stitches now long. So it may not look like much that way, but this way it's a little bit, quite a bit of knitting. And you can see I've shown you guys all these designs. What I'm really loving about her stitches this year is you can see it's a flower, and it's got all these beautiful lines that she's doing for the shawl, and it's just, this yarn has beautiful stitch definition. Then in clue 2 we brought in these gorgeous leaves, so we finish up the leaves, and she's bringing in this new design with some more leaves, and then this, which is, I'm not sure what this is yet, but there is another leaf right here in the middle. This is all brand new, but you can see how that spans out, and then there is another leaf right there. Now this design repeats over and over throughout the shawl. That's why I'm kind of focusing in on this one piece, but you can see the leaf there, and then you can see how she introduced color 2. She brought in just kind of like a break with a purl line. There's a lot of stockinette stitch in this shawl, which is why she does the garter stitch edges to kind of help it lay flat. But then you get to this color 2, some more stockinette, and then she's introducing these beautiful lace pieces, and it's all the way along the edge. It's just gorgeous. Maybe I should turn it this way. Maybe you guys can see it better if I hold it like this. You can see these beautiful lace pieces. And then the one thing I also wanted to mention with this color change, I almost forgot, this is one of the new stitches I'm going to be talking about. We have a right leaning stitch that involves 2 stitches, and then we have a left leaning cable stitch that involves 2 stitches. And when you do this design, it makes this cute little crown or little flower bud design on your shawl. And the great thing she did with it is it involved slip stitches in the first color to come up over through the second color. You can see how cute it adds a really nice cute little design right there at the color change. That stitch, I'm going to show you how to do it 3 different ways at the end, like I said before. One with a cable needle or a DPN, one where you can take your stitches and twist them, and then one where you do not take your stitches off your needle at all and just knit through. But that's basically it. You can see how it's just progressing, adding in the next color, and I believe we are done with color 1 for this shawl. So the rest of the shawl is going to be in this color 2, this dark pink color. And I ended up, I was a little bit worried. If you don't remember my last clue, I had 36 grams at the end of clue 2, and I was like, am I going to have enough? Well, I ended up with 19 grams. This is what I had left over of my color 1, so I had plenty. I just want to kind of give you, if you guys are knitting this, a little bit of reassurance there that she does a really good job of planning out her shawls so that you don't play yarn chicken over here. That's the only yarn chicken I like in my life, are these ones that Mary Beth made me. The rest of the yarn chicken I don't really care for, but these I'll take. The rest of it I don't want. But anyway, this is the shawl, my first shawl, and I'll just kind of go slowly so you can see the design. And it's just really, really beautiful. I hope that it was easy for you to see it this way. If you like it pinned out on the blocking boards, the blocking mats better, let me know. Also, maybe I should point this out as well, or I'll point it out on this other shawl. I'm hoping I can stand up here, flip it around, and maybe point that out so you guys can see it. Let's do that. This other shawl, and you can see this is where it starts, of course, and I've shown you all this before, this first design. I love the light in here because you can actually see the gray, pops of gray and the yellow, which you had me at Grello. That's what that is yellow and gray. This is where I have a pin on this one. This is where clue 3 started. And so you can see this is how much we knitted. I want to point out something right here. This stitch right here, this where this line and this line meets, that is the decrease 5 stitch. I want to point that out. Maybe I can show you one without a pin, because I'm going to be showing that at the end of the in the stitches tutorial, but that's what the decrease 5 stitch looks like. It does a really beautiful job of bringing those two sides to a point, so then you can start with the next part of it. I love how she did these. I love how she did these lines here, which are right underneath that crown line. That is that stitch for the leaning cables. It's the right leaning and left leaning cable stitch. Makes that cute little design right there at the color change. And then the other stitch that I had to show you guys is the purl one, yarn over purl stitch. And that was creates a little another little fan design. We're trying to think of where I had that. I believe it was up here in this part here, creating some of these 3 stitches together, if my memory serves me right. But you can see how you do the color change. She did a nice just purl row there, and then you just got the start of this lace part here that we're going to be expanding on, and we'll be, like, again, like I said, like color 1's done. We'll be using color 2 from now on in this shawl. For this shawl, I had I started at the beginning of clue 3, I started with 31 grams, and I ended up with 13 grams. So I still have plenty of yarn left over to finish the shawl. And that's what it looks like. If you've watched my previous videos, you guys know I have 3 people in my group that are knitting this. I think a 4th one, Debbie, I'm not sure if she started yet, but I know she was planning on knitting it. But I have Joyce Swensson, who is yarn motivated. I have Donna Holmes and Vannessa, who is tiggrgirl. And I've shown shawl updates for all of them. I'm going to show their projects here right now. I know that Joyce has a new update. She's got, and I think she finished clue 2. And if I have any updates for Vannessa and Donna before I finish editing this video, I will show them here as well. If I don't, I will just show them in the next video. But I think everybody's yarn is really gorgeous. Joyce is using a fiber optics yarn. This is their cashmere gradient, and then a dark one at the edge. Vannessa is using Arkansas Yarn Company and Malabrigo yarn, sock yarn. I'm going to list all of their links to all of the yarn stores, or to where you can look at that yarn in the description box below. The Arkansas Yarn Company is in my first love, and Malabrigo yarns, sock yarn, is 857 Light of Love. That's Vannessa's shawl. And then Donna Holmes is using a yarn from All Dyed Up Fibers, and it's really beautiful. It's called the Galaxy colorway. It's a light blue speckled. It is an MCN yarn. And then she's also using a Twinkle Toes yarn from the same company, the All Dyed Up Fibers, in a dark blue, which is 75% merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. And I think they look beautiful together. So take a look at these projects, and let me know down in the comments how you're like. I think they're all gorgeous. I love to see patterns knit up in different types of yarn, different weights of yarn. I guess that's why I'm doing too. I love seeing other people's projects like Joyce and Donna and Vannessa. Thank you, ladies, so much for sharing your projects with us and letting us see it progress as you are knitting it up. I really appreciate that so very much. And please, if you see these ladies in the comments below, tell them how much you've enjoyed seeing their projects. All right, let's see. Now we're going to be going on to the stitches. There's 3 new stitches for this project. The rest of the stitches will be shown, or have been shown on my channel before. I will be doing short tutorials as well, hopefully next week. I'm still trying to get my tone poem finished, and I want to do those at the same time, so hopefully I would, all of them will be released again, but all of them are on my channel. Some may just be older videos. I have a knitting stitch playlist that you might be able to find those in, but the stitches that we're going to be looking at today, the first one is a purl 1 yarn over purl. It's all done in the same stitch. So it takes 1 stitch and makes it into 3. However, you're purling. I've showed you knit yarn over knit last week. Now you're doing purl yarn over purl on the same stitch. Makes another fan design. Just a little different look. Heels. This is a purl 1 yarn over purl 1, all into the same stitch, which is kind of the opposite of a knit 1 yarn over knit 1 that I showed you from clue 2. So you're purling, so your working yarn has to be to the front. You're going to do all of this in the yarn over into 1 stitch. So your 1 stitch becomes 3. Go insert your right hand needle, wrap your yarn around to purl. Do not pull it off the left hand needle yet. Do a yarn over. Insert your right hand needle back into that same stitch to purl again. Do another purl stitch. So your 1 stitch is a purl yarn over purl. 1 stitch becomes 3. That's the stitch. That's what it looks like. It's a purl yarn over purl. Alright, the next stitch I'm going to show you is called a decrease 5. I showed you that on the last shawl I showed you. It takes 5 stitches, decreases them to 1. So it's a big decrease. 5 stitches to 1. I showed a short for this. I'm going to show you my video clip for that now. I'll show you the next stitch is the decrease 5 stitch. You're going to be knitting 5 stitches together. You slip the first stitch knitwise, and then you have to count off the next 4 stitches on your needle. These 4. Get them close to the end so you can get your right hand needle tip in there and get it through. And then you knit all 4 of those stitches together like this. Just pull it through like that. Pull it off your needle. So you got a slip stitch and a knit forward. Then you take that slip stitch, take it up and over and off your right hand needle and over those stitches, and that is what your decrease 5 stitch looks like. Alright, so the last stitch I'm going to show you guys is actually 2 cable stitches. I showed you this. It created this beautiful little fan, this little design right here, these little cute little crowns right there. And the first one is the 1-1 RC. It's a stitch involving 2 stitches. So it's really not necessary to use a cable needle. And the other one is the 1-1 LC, again involving 2 stitches. The RC means it's a right leaning cable. The LC means it's a left leaning cable. I'm going to show you in this tutorial how to do this stitch 3 different ways. So I hope you'll enjoy that. And just remember, when I show you these things in different ways, there's usually more than one way to do something in knitting. Like we can do English and continental. Even in continental, there's different ways you can do certain things. In English, there's certain different ways you can do certain things. So if you're not getting something, look for another way to maybe try to do it that will work for you. And don't give up, because there's usually more than one way to do something. Okay, I'm working on Romi Hill Mr. Shawl Knit Along for 2022. I'm going to show you how to do 2 cable stitches. One leans to the right, one leans to the left, and it only involves 2 stitches. So I'm going to show you how to do it 2 different ways. The first one, I'm going to just use a DPN that I have, or you can use a cable needle. The first one's going to be the right, a 1-1 RC. Since it's R, it leans to the right, so you have to take your first stitch, put it on the cable needle or DPN, hold it to the back. Hold your stitches to the back when you want it stitches to lean to the right. You knit the next stitch on your knitting needle. Then you knit the stitch that's on your DPN or cable needle, and that's it. That's all there is to that stitch, and it causes it to lean to the right like that. Then you're going to do the left leaning one. So you take, again, your cable needle or DPN, put that stitch, next stitch, hold it to the front so that it will lean to the left, knit the next stitch that's on your knitting needle, sorry about that, and then knit the next stitch, or I'm sorry, then knit the stitch that's on your cable needle being held to the front. It'll cause it to lean to the left, and now you can see what they look like. This one again was the 1-1 RC. This one again is the 1-1 LC. You can see how they lean to the right and lean to the left. It makes a really nice decorative design. So now I'm going to show you how you can do it without using a DPN or a cable needle. Give me 1 second to get to the next one. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how you can do this without a cable needle. Alright, so since you're just doing 2 stitches, you're going to hold this to the back, so you can easily just hold your stitch, slip the next stitch that's on your needle, and then put your stitch back, and then put them back onto your left hand needle. So you've put the first stitch behind the second stitch, which will cause it to lean to the right, and then you just knit them both. Alright, so then the next stitch, it's going to lean to the front, so you're going to hold that to the front. You're going to slip this next stitch purlwise, like that. Put the stitch on here, so that first stitch has got to be in the front. You put them back on your needle, and you just knit them both, like this. And it causes it to lean to the left. So there you have a right leaning and left leaning cables. That's the one that you did with, let's see, hold on. It's the one I just did with a cable needle. It's the one I just did without a cable needle. And I'm going to show you one other way to do it. Just give me 1 more second. Down to the point again. So to do a right leaning cable without taking it off the knitting needle or using a cable needle, what you can do is, since you're going to do the right leaning one, you're going to knit the second stitch first. So just insert your needle in as if to knit and knit it, and then without taking anything off the left hand needle, you're going to go through the first stitch and knit it, and then you pull both of them off, and then you have a right leaning cable. So there you go. That's how you can do that either way. And then now we're going to do the left leaning cable, and what you have to do is you have to go around back behind this like this and knit this stitch like that, and then you come back into this first stitch and knit it, and it's going to twist it and make it be a left leaning. So there you go. There's a left leaning and the right leaning without even using a cable needle or taking it off your knitting needle. So there's 3 different ways to do 1-1 LC and 1-1 RC. All right, thank you so much for watching that. I hope that you enjoyed the stitch tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed this project update. Thank you for spending time with me. You guys are my family. I appreciate you guys so much. I want to do like a little another hidden secret giveaway for you guys. I'm not sure when I will be picking a winner for this yarn, but to enter, all you have to do is to put a comment down below this video. And today what I have to give away is some more sock yarn. I have this new yarn that I've never knitted with before, but I just got from Hobie. It's a 75% superwash merino wool, 25% polyamide, and I must say it is very springy and it's squishy and soft. This colorway it's got turquoise and grays and cream, and okay, so each skein is 50 grams and 218 yards. Now you're thinking 2 skeins, but it's kind of nice in a way because right sock, left sock, it kind of divides it for you already, so that's kind of a neat way to think about it. But anyway, you get both of these socks today, and the word that we're going to use is happy. Since it's called Happy Toes, we're just going to put Happy. Put that in your comment down below, and I will put a date over my face as to when I'll pick a winner for this yarn. But it will be pretty quick. I'm not going to do it like the monthly long giveaways. Probably give you guys like a week to do this, to watch this video and put a comment. And thank you guys so much for being a part of my family and for watching my videos. This is a way for me to say thank you, and I appreciate each and every one of you for watching my videos to the very end. It means the world to me. And then the other thing I want to say is that for this hidden giveaway, the rules are listed down below. The main thing is that you must be 18 years old to enter. And also, this giveaway is not sponsored by YouTube. It's only sponsored by my husband and myself. I think I actually bought this yarn, and I bought a few other colors of this Happy Toes with points that I had from Hobie, so that was kind of cool. But anyway, nobody else is sponsoring these but my husband and myself, and it's a way to say thank you to you guys. So thank you, and I hope you like this. And there is I had some cotton yarn as well ordered from Hobie, but it got split into 2 shipments, so I hope to have some more stuff coming soon. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for spending time with me and letting me talk about the Romi Hill Mystery Knit Along for 2022. It's my favorite mystery knit along to do every year. So thank you for letting me share this update. There's only 2 more clues left. There's 4 and 5, and so I'm getting kind of sad. It always gets sad when I get to the end and it's almost over, because I have to wait another year to do another mystery knit along. Now I can always do another Romi Hill shawl, but the mystery knit alongs are fun. And but anyway, thank you for letting me do that today. I appreciate that, and I hope you're all doing well. If you want to share with me what you're working on down in the comments below, I would love to hear that from you. So take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. I hope to see you all very, very soon. All right, bye-bye.